Alright guys, we're trying this one more time. I mean the only thing we can do is go down to 10 frames per second, but I don't really want to go that low. So I just lowered the resolution for you guys. Alright, where are we at here?
Both the Democrats are leading at 1%, reporting Jon Ossoff 60.1% and Raphael Warnock 60.7%.
Alright, so Warnock is up 27 points, guys, and Ossoff is up 8. We got the needle, expected margin 0.1 for Warnock. Wow, flip a coin for the probability on... Alright, so, hold on, guys. Alright, we got some Fayette County. 1% of the vote reported from Fayette County. 68.9% for Kelly, 31.1% for Warnock. Chatham County, 71.8% for Kelly, 28.2% for Warnock, 1% of the vote in. Early County, 67.3% for Warnock, 32.7% Loeffner, 21% of the vote in. Alright, so they're starting to trickle in here. 8% of the vote.
It's coming in.
1%. Little by little. Alright, let's go take a look at... see how these needles are moving. Nothing here. Oh, here we go. Alright, so the win probability is 51% for Warnock. New votes, 883, mostly mail-in votes. So that explains it.
Oh, there it is. The bullshit.
Alright, so early voting remaining. So
once again, the mail-in votes. Again with this bullshit.
We're at a 52% chance for Ossoff to win right now. Alright, so we got some good stuff coming in here. Go back to the main page. Alright. Oh wait, we got some new numbers in here. Updated 1 minute ago. Loeffner's up by 14, Perdue's up by 14. Where are the votes coming in from? Murray County, 61.7 to 38.3 Loeffner. Atkinson, Buren County, 86.4 to 13.6 Loeffner. Lanier County, 59.3 to 40.7 Warnock. Who's up here?
Can you make yourself bigger than him?
No.
You should be the one bigger.
Ugh. God.
All right. What do we got so far?
What?
What do we got?
I'm trying to pull it up on this old piece of shit tablet, but I just won't do it. So I'm gonna go back to this. What fucking site are you on?
New York Times. The failing New York Times. All right. Okay, guys. So updated 1 minute ago. 1% of the vote for the regular Senate election. We got 55-45 Perdue. We just received 1802 additional votes from Georgia. Perdue is currently up by 883 votes. Okay, the live forecast needle has ticked to 0.1% for Purdue. If I'm looking at this correctly. Alright, so now we're gonna wait for another set of results. Both up by 10. Wow. So, what do you think about the Georgia trending more Democratic lately when it's been traditionally a Republican state? What do you think about that? Go.
I find it very odd considering, like you said, Georgia is a southern state, but the only reason that liberals have any pull there is because of like Atlanta and Savannah. Those are basically the only two cities in Georgia that are more than likely probably a Democratic state. But these mail-in votes, I'm telling you, it literally defeats the point of going out to a ballot box and putting your fucking vote in on a piece of paper. And it's really easy to fucking finesse the system. What's happening right now, again, mail-in voting shouldn't be a fucking thing. Because how do you know if that's even a U.S. citizen? You're gonna run their name? Oh, yeah, they live in so-and-so, but yeah, we'll allow it. It's bullshit. It shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, guys, so Georgia, you know, traditionally Republican state, southern state. Fun fact, 2020 was the first time that Georgia had voted more Democratic than Florida and North Carolina in many years. I don't remember how many years, but it was quite a bit. All right, it looks like we got some more numbers in here. Or do we? Looks like we got some for Purdue. Let's go down there and check. All right, we got some more votes in here, guys. 69.9 to 30.1 Purdue. We got 9,623 additional votes. Purdue is up by 7,354. The needle has not moved. What counties do we have here? All right, 61% of the votes come in from Murray County, 81.5 to 18.5 Purdue. We got Hall County, 85.4 to 14.6 Purdue. All right, so we have nothing in from Fulton County yet. Let's see let's see how many, what percent of the vote is coming from where and what. I don't know, why are these not updating, these little needles?
They ain't updating.
All right, here we go.
The Democrats hacked them.
You have to give me.
Go ahead and talk about these numbers real quick.
Hold on. Go pull them back up. No, where the fuck are they? Ugh. Alright, going off of Google's Live 2020 election results, updated 7:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got David Perdue, Republican Party, 16.8% of the vote, with 13,366. And that's at 1% reporting. John Ossoff. Oh wait, I fucked that up. David Perdue, the Republican, he's in the lead by a lot, 30%. John Ossoff from the Democratic Party, he's at 31.2% with 6,050 votes. And for the special, Kelly Loeffler, the other Republican, she's almost at 70% of the vote, 12,000. Whereas Raphael Warnock, the Democratic Party, is at 30.2%. So, even though it's at 1%, I'll say it'll probably be close in the end. Because, you know, the mail-in votes will come in and they may sway the final polls, obviously. But I'll say there'll probably be like a 5 to 10% gap between the votes and when they're finalized, obviously. So they'll probably come down to like 50.5 and fucking like 39 or 49.8 or whatever, you know. Be something like that. But that'll be close. Trust me. Oh my fucking lord. Shit is pissing. Huh?
Okay, go out there. It's gonna echo.
Where am I at on the screen?
I see green. I see shit.
All right, so we have a guest in here. Do you want to go ahead and give us your analysis on what's going on here?
Well, it's way too early for one. And by the way, this is Jesus. It's way too early to make any projections, but you got a few results coming in, but it means nothing. So you got to look at, you've got a red and blue state tracker for each county. Can you get this to work? You're going 10 on Fox. I got more results. So it's about 1% in. You got to look at the area where the vote's coming in. So you're going to look at every county basically is going to be red, okay, for Republicans. But so you got to look at the percentages. So when you see basically every county except for there's a county or two where Macon is, if you guys know where Macon, Georgia is, it's basically almost dead center of the state. That'll probably be blue. And so you got to look at the margin there. And then down in Savannah. Savannah's on the very southeast corner of the state, almost basically on the ocean there. So that'll probably be blue also for the Democrats. So you got to look at those, and you got to look at how much the Democrats will win there. But the bigger thing is you got to look in Fulton and Cobb County, right? Fulton and Cobb County are Atlanta. And then the surrounding suburbs within Atlanta. So can you turn this down? Hold on a sec. Those counties are going to be huge. So what the basic idea is for you guys is that every county that's red, so say, like for example, Wisconsin has 72 counties, all right? Georgia probably has somewhere close to that. They may have a few more. Say they have 100 counties in Georgia. Probably, I would say 85 to 90 of those counties are going to be red on the map, so it's going to look real good for both Republicans, okay? You got to extrapolate out of there Fulton and Cobb County in Atlanta, because that's where all the cheating will be. That's where the drop boxes were, or they are, and they were in the presidential election, where you can, me, you, or, Kersey 28 or John down there, you guys could have went and probably grabbed 50 absentee ballots. No verification of who you were, no signature verification, no military ID, driver's license, whatever. I could take a handful of ballots and just stuff them in the box. I don't think there's any postage required. There's nothing. So that's where all the cheating is going to be. I don't know how many drop boxes they have in, the inner city Atlanta. But supposedly I think they said close to 10,000 poll watchers. I would assume most of them are going to be, or a good number of them are going to be in Fulton and Cobb County, which is Atlanta, to make sure that they can oversee, the cheating, or how many people are voting, how many times somebody's voting, those things, like even if a printing press is voting versus a person, you can tell if a person's, bubbling the box, some places connect the arrows, or if a machine did it. So as long as these poll watchers are in, where all the cheating is in the big city of Atlanta, to at least watch and verify these people aren't voting 50 times or whatever. Like I said, these drop boxes are a problem because you can't verify very, very much. I mean, so if the Republicans lose, it'll be for that reason, and things like, people in California had claimed they were going to be moving in droves to Georgia. I would assume there's some type of residency restriction. like for colleges, you can't move tomorrow and get in-state tuition. If that makes sense. Like I believe, like here in Wisconsin, you got to live here for 6 months before you can say you're an in-state resident and get in-state tuition, that kind of thing. I don't know if that applies for voters. It should, but there's where another part of the fraud will take place, and that kind of thing you can't necessarily prove, because I guess everybody has the right to move to Georgia if they wanted to, but it's just a matter of are they really Georgians, or there should be some restrictions on how long you got to live there. It should be at least 6 months, but who knows? So you got to look at those two things, and then like I said, every county that you guys see on your map that's red, those are smaller counties for the most part. Those things have to be 60, at minimum 60%. If you guys start seeing 65% and greater in those red counties, the Republicans are going to win. Both of them are going to win. My sense, my gut feeling is that Purdue is probably got it locked, and Loeffler's going to be a little closer. So I guess is that even with the fraud and the cheating, I would say Purdue is probably going to win percentage-wise. I would say 53, 54, which is pretty much that's an 8 to 10 point margin. That's pretty much a slam dunk and a blown away kind of thing. Loeffler, I think Loeffler's a good candidate, but I think she may be about a point or so less. So I'm saying Loeffler will probably get 52 to 53% of the vote, and that equates to me. I'm assuming that both of these guys, the Republicans, are going to win by about 250,000 votes, maybe more for Purdue, which is 250,000. That should hopefully be able to stop out, the corruption and the cheating, and these guys that are voting multiple times. Like I said, my guess, the biggest fraud, other than people moving into Georgia that aren't Georgians, they moved there a week ago, is people taking 10 ballots and shoving them in the drop box, because who cares, So, but here's the thing. So the Republicans have had 2 months to get this stuff figured out, right? I guess if they've got rhinos and traitors as far as the governor, Kemp, and then this goofy Secretary of State, if these guys won't do anything, just for one thing, like to stop drop boxes, have voter identification, that kind of thing, then it's up to the people of Georgia to get out and overwhelm, like I said, the fraud that's going to exist, and make sure that leave no doubt that these two Republicans won. So we'll just have to see what happens. But like I said, what you guys can control to your viewers is look at those red counties. If you're getting 70% in those red counties, and on the flip side, the Macon, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, and Atlanta, if you're seeing, the left wingers, the communists, winning by, less than 70, maybe less than 75%, then that bodes well for the Republicans. So you look at them, you converse them and flip them as far as what you're looking for in those, like I said, maybe 8 to 10 blue counties. As long as the Republicans aren't losing by more than, 80%, then that should be good. The other barometer was both the candidates had said if they get 1 million votes, the Republicans said if they each get 1 million votes, they're going to win. I want to say, I could be wrong, but I want to say there was 6 million or so votes for the presidential election, and I thought I heard just a few minutes ago about 3 million people had already voted. So that leaves today, the voting in person day of, and so obviously you do the math. You have 4 candidates, 3 million people have voted. Say another 1 million people vote today. I would think it'd be a little bit more than that, because then you'd have 4 million votes. I mean, if you split 4 million votes with 4 people, and two of the 4 people get 1 million votes, obviously the other people, I guess it'd be close. But like I said, 250,000 votes is my prediction for both of them. But I think Purdue will get maybe a few. He might win by 300,000. So that's where we stand. I don't know. I can't see your guys' map, but I would assume some things are starting to fill in. What's the percentage you guys have?
Yeah, I'll give you some numbers in a few minutes. While you were talking, we had some watchers respond to some of your comments. Juan Francisco says there's no fraud and you are just delusional and you're going to cost us the Senate. And then we have another guy here who's...
Well, that doesn't make any sense. I'm delusional, but they're gonna lose the Senate. Well, which side is the guy on?
No, he said that your delusion is going to cost us the Senate, is what he's trying to say.
Oh, okay.
So what do you have to say to him, and what do you think about what he has to say?
Well, here's the problem with people like him, left-wingers like him. You know, they don't have any facts. They want to use accusations and think they're going to use, I don't know, 7th grade maybe. Do I give them that much credit? 7th grade tactics, so like mean girl stuff. They call, like on Twitter, going to call somebody a name. Oh, they're so stupid. Oh, the president is so stupid. Oh, these guys are dumbasses. Oh, they don't know anything. Oh, you guys don't know the Constitution, when it's the exact opposite. These guys do 180s with every single thing they talk about. They actually use every single thing against them, and they turn it into a lie for their cause. And the thing is when you have state-run media, basically, all the media outlets except for maybe, Newsmax, OAN, Fox late at night, you can get the truth. And you know what the thing is with people like that? If people aren't spewing 100% garbage in their direction, they don't know how to take truth and lies and balance, as far as, keeping it real, keeping it straight. I'll give it to the left wingers. Sometimes they're right about things, Look at the stimulus checks. I agree 100% that these stimulus checks should be $2,000. The Democrats 100% on board. Of course, President Trump is too. But then you got some guys in the Senate, even one of my senators, Ron Johnson. He's not 40. He actually even has stepped in the way of creating a $1,200 stimulus when they were negotiating ways back. There's other things that came into play. The Democrats stopped it because of the presidential election. The president would look good if they passed it before the election, that kind of thing. But the Democrats and these people I don't know what the problem is. I mean, these people who hate this country and everything about what we stand for, how the country was founded, the sacrifices everybody's made, these left-wingers should literally pick up and get the F out of here. They like to criticize that and say, oh, yeah, we're not going anywhere. Oh, you're so stupid for saying that kind of thing. No, seriously. The people like me and now I believe a huge majority of this country, I tell people not to turn the other cheek anymore. Republicans are too nice. I mean, this election was stolen, but you don't see Republicans, you don't see good Americans, you don't see veterans and everybody, people that are real Americans that are Republicans. You don't see them burning down shit, do you? These idiots, and it's usually these little white boys that never had a friend, never could lift more than 10 pounds, color their hair. These little goofy little femmes, these are the ones they get on here and, they talk bad, they desecrate the country, the flag. They are for anything that's anti-American, anti-family, anti-military, just anti-American. So these people should just pick up and get the F out of here. Then we should take over the media. This is how communism starts. With people like that, and anybody else for that matter, what you call the mainstream, I don't call it the mainstream media. It's basically a communist takeover. And I would say to people who are my age or older, shame on them. How disgusting for somebody to support these mainstream news outlets and their cover-ups of everything, their lies. How do these people sleep at night when they lie right through their teeth? They literally get up, they powwow together at the headquarters, whether it be, the old gray lady, which is the New York Times, which I think you guys are getting your election results from, NBC, CNN, wherever, newspapers, TV. These people get together in the morning before they head to whether they're White House pool reporters or whatever. They get their stuff together, they make up their narrative and their cover-ups of everything. And then they go do it. It's like, who raised these people sleep at night when they lie people? And you know what? They should get their ass kicked. You know what? The left wingers can go out and do these things. Like last night, some of these freaks went to Josh Hawley's house, senator from Missouri. Went to his house with his wife and newborn baby home. He wasn't even there. Walking up to his house and trying to intimidate these people. That's why I say, good Americans, real Americans, people that appreciate this country and actually have given something for it and sacrificed something for it, need to not turn the other cheek. They should have people at this guy's house. And if this was my house, I would come out guns blazing. If somebody ever came to this house and thought they were going to try to intimidate me or somebody in here, I would shoot. I'd waste them. I would kill him, and that would be it. I wouldn't even, for not 1 second would I hesitate if somebody threatened this house, this property, or people in here. So that's how it is. That's how I think, the majority of Americans feel. But the left-wing media, if they don't like the lie, they won't cover it, and then they'll make up stuff to try to marginalize, good people, and like I said, the real Americans that actually sacrifice, appreciate everything that this country's given them. And then these other people, they're usually, government workers, or, I hate to say something, maybe some teachers or people that get paid from taxpayer dollars that, they would love to stay home for the virus and be locked down because they still get paid. What about all the people that can't do that? They don't work for the government. It won't get paid unless they go to work. So these are the people that advocate for the lockdowns. It's a communist takeover, and that's the layman's easy way to say it. So, for anybody to believe, we're talking about, elections and filling some time while we get some more numbers. For anybody to believe the president got 6 or 8 million more votes this time than did the last time, 78 million votes, more than any sitting president in history. And a guy who literally couldn't get more than about 20 people to a campaign rally, who sat in his basement for almost the entire thing. You know what, you guys? I think this is where the left and the right can agree a lot. That I think Joe Biden, if he ever does become president, I think he's the first guy out of 46 that does not want this job. I think he was forced into this. This guy is 80 years old. It's disgusting what these people on the left, what they preach for. They want to do this inclusion, and they want to have everybody but white people run the country. And then what do? They elect an 80-year-old woman with Parkinson's and delusions as the Speaker of the House again, and then they have an 80-year-old white man become the president. And the next guy in line was going to be an 81 or 82-year-old that just had a heart attack from campaigning, Bernie Sanders. He was the next guy in line. So I mean, the left, absolute hypocrites. And I'll say it to every one of them. They're disgusting. They should get the F out of here, and I'll keep saying it, because you got to repeat things to these left-wingers because they don't understand them unless you tell it a few times. So let's go. Let's throw the gloves down and go after these people.
All right.
I'll tell you what, appeasement doesn't work. It hasn't worked in the history of the world. It hasn't worked at the history of this country. It hasn't worked at the micro level, meaning the local level. It doesn't work in households as far as how you even run your house. So appeasement doesn't work. And as soon as Republicans figure that out and take my strategy of not turning the other cheek to these people and going after them, the sooner that we'll get, I hate to use the word fairness because life isn't fair, but we can try to make things equal, as much as we possibly can. So what do you got for numbers? I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and read off the numbers to you, and then you can go ahead and give us your analysis after. So we're at 10% in for both, and Warnock is up 7, Ossoff is up 6. Warnock is up 25,000 votes, and Warnock, his win probability went from 51% to 56%, and he's expected to win by 0.6. And if we go down to Perdue and Ossoff, we got 52.4 to 47.6, and Ossoff is up 22,000 votes. His win probability is 53%, and his margin of victory is expected to be less than 0.5%.
Well, that really doesn't tell me. I mean, that's, I predicted Perdue to win by 4 or 5%, Warnock or Loeffler by, maybe 2 or 3. So I'm watching these results, and if you guys are watching Fox, they actually have where he touches the board, that county, it'll tell you what percent of the population is in that county, which is something new on his board, which is interesting. So you can see all these blue counties, maybe some along the border with Alabama. I'm trying to just in my head picture these counties, but like I said, you can see there's probably at least 100 counties in Atlanta. But you see Savannah, Macon. Other than that, here's a big thing right around Atlanta there. Those, unless they're right where that circle is in Atlanta, that's about the only thing that should stay blue. Otherwise, if those suburban counties go blue, that's not that good of a sign. So we'll see. Like I said, you just gotta, 200,000, 500,000 votes. That doesn't show you anything. But, you got the New York Times ticker, and you can get on. If you guys get on, just look up odds of the election, because they have odds makers, just like for the same sports books that do, games, NFL, football, whatever, baseball, basketball. They actually put out odds for elections. And the funny thing is 4 years ago, they had Trump losing early on, and then after he won Florida, I believe Ohio, maybe one other state, he went from being like 90% something to lose to that ticker you're looking at on the New York Times. It went to like 30 something for Trump, then 50, and then 60 something percent. And of course, it was true. And then a couple months ago for the presidential election, the same betting odds. After Trump won Florida easily, Ohio easily, Texas, Iowa, his odds were 66.6, I believe, for all the betting odds. That was a sure thing. And those things aren't wrong. And then all of a sudden, you know what happened with the late night trucks backing up at about 2:30 in the morning for my state, and 3 or 4 other ones had these big spikes in, printed ballots with just Biden's name on it, nothing down ballot, nothing, nobody voting for Congress, Senate, city council, nothing. It was just the one bubble, that doesn't happen. So that's all I have right now. So you got 12 and 13% in. So like I said, you can see the empty spaces in the map. Almost all those that aren't filled in yet, that haven't counted, those are all going to be red for the Republicans, like I said. So you got to watch. The Republicans both need 65% plus, I believe, in all the red counties. And they got to keep the blue counties. It looks like some of the counties have gone red now since I looked for that were blue. But those counties that stay blue have to be less than 70%, I believe, maybe less than 75% for the Democrat, for these guys to win. Like I said, if this was any other year without these drop boxes and all these rules that have circumvented the state legislatures illegally, this would be a cakewalk. Would be a cakewalk for the Republicans. But with all the coronavirus is the guys, for the rule breaking, who knows? But like I said, these guys, the Republicans, should still win these races. But that's about all I got for today.
Well,
John, you're growing a stash. You look like Jeff Dahmer. Jeff Dahmer in the 70s.
all right. Well, we got Fulton County, 21% of the vote in, 76,000 for John Ossoff, and then 18,000 for Perdue. We can also take a look at what percent of the votes are in person.
So how many?
The in-person vote's going to be huge. The Democrats are going to have, like I said, the mail-in ballots for the reasons that I had said with the drop boxes. But the Republicans need to run it up 65-70% with today's actual walk-in votes. Okay, so now where are the poll watchers? Do you trust any of these guys you see on here opening these votes?
Okay, so these are some weird numbers here. Here, John, why don't you pull it up and take a look at it? Okay, so counted votes, election day, 14,000, plus 48 for Perdue, mail-in, 258,000, plus 42 for Ossoff. Early vote, 197,000, plus 41 for Perdue. Total of 469,000 votes, and then the lead is plus 4 for Ossoff. So the vote types. Here, John, go take a look at it.
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking look at it.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'll come back with some more analysis a little later. But that's what you guys got to look for. Look for those margins in the red states and then the blue states for the Democrat.
All right.
65 plus they need in the red counties, Republicans do. And they need to keep their blue counties under 75% is what my guess is. And then these two Republicans should win by about 250,000 votes. when it's all said and done. So, all right, I'm gonna head out.
All right. All right. So, John, do you want to go take a look at some of the numbers here?
Trying to get to the fucking site.
How do I get this off of here? Jeez.
The day we had the last election, I said we should have 0.
All right, guys. So that we just had a guest on. He'll be coming back in a little bit. So, John, what do you think? What's going on here so far?
Well, the fucking Democrats took the lead. No surprise there. They're probably doing their mail-in ballot method like they did. With
Well, okay. Now, hold on now. Only 16% of the vote is in, okay? So we don't know where this is going yet. 15 for Warnock, plus 14 for Ossoff. We need to determine how much of this is early vote and how much of it is in-person vote. Can you go ahead and go on the New York Times? They have really good in-depth analysis on it. Maybe you can see what I'm seeing. So, you know they have a needle, right? John? Hello?
What?
They have a needle, right? So
Sure.
they have a margin of victory estimate needle and then like a freaking probability win, right? So Warnock, he is 58% probability to win, and he's expected to win by 0.9%, okay? All right, so are you looking at the analysis yet, or what? All right. We gotta see how many mail-in votes are in.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure that shit out.
Okay, so apparently we've got 770,000 more remaining mail-in votes to count. 1.1 million election day votes, 1.9 million early votes. When it's all said and done, it's supposed to be Purdue plus 0.1 when you factor in the election day in-person votes, the mail-in votes, and then the early vote.
Holy.
So do you understand what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
So they have a counted section and a remaining section from what they've already counted and what they have left to count. Purdue is expected to win by 0.1%, and then Ossoff is expected to win, or he was in the counted, but in the remaining, it flipped to Purdue. All right, what else we got here?
I'm on the New York Times live forecast.
You're on it?
Yep.
Can you tell me where the votes coming in from? What counties are reporting and what numbers? Where the vote remains?
Just now, new votes 13,000.
Okay, hold on now. Where the votes remain? Freaking
votes remain.
Estimated voting.
Remaining estimated votings remains is 1.1 million. Mail-ins are 769,000, and early votes 1.8 million.
What are you looking at right now?
It's near the bottom called remaining estimated.
All right, let's see if we got any updated numbers in here. All right, so hey, what do you think about if the Democrats do win here? Let's just say that they both win. Both Democrats win. What do you think? What do you think the MAGA guys are gonna do? Like, talk about that.
Well, we're probably just gonna go to fucking work like normal Americans do. Unless you're a Democrat, Which, if we win, I'm sure we'll get backlash over it. 100%. We did the last 4 years Donald Trump was in office. Everybody was so mad about it. And what did we do when Biden, quote unquote, won? We just went to work. We're like, fuck it. Whatever. You know, because we actually have to do that. Unlike the Democrats, we don't want to lift the lockdown in the United States. So, yeah. I still have to go to motherfucking work every day. Even during the coronavirus pandemic, quote unquote.
All right, so should we talk about where these votes are coming in from?
I'm trying to figure out where the fuck they coming in from.
All right, so we'll focus on the special election for right now. 18% of the vote in, 56.4 to 43.6. Warnock, he's up by 95,000 votes. The win probability for him is at 59%. When we started off the night, it was at 51. He's expected to win by a 0.8 margin. And let's see where the votes are. Size of lead, he's got, okay, that's to be expected, big leads. And Atlanta and the suburbs around there. By county. Shift from November. It looks like Westby County is shifted 5.6 points more Republican than the presidential election. Crisp County has shifted 9.6 to the Democrats since November. Turner 5 points to the Dems. Ben Hill County 3.1 to the Dems. Lanier 3.4 to the Dems. All right, so we have little specks. Franklin County 0.5 to the Dems. I thought there was one more. Did I miss? Nope. So those are the shifts as of right now. Fulton County, that's Atlanta, right? Or
Fulton?
yeah.
Yeah.
21% of the vote in, 81 to 19. Warnock, as to be expected. If we go down to the normal election, 18% of the vote in, 55.9 to 44.1. Ossoff, he's up by 89,000 votes. And again, it was, I think this said like coin flip at the beginning of the night. It's at 56% for his win probability. Expected to win by a 0.7% margin. It looks about the same. Let's see what the shifts have been. Yep, looks exactly the same actually. Where's Westby? 3.7 shift for Purdue. Let's see what it was for Kelly. Where's their little map here? All right, wow, it's actually there's been a bigger shift for Loeffner in Westby County. That's pretty interesting. What do you think about that?
Where are you seeing that?
You can, if you go to results by county, you can change from vote share to size of lead to shift from November. So guys, Purdue was expected to be the better candidate, and it looks like that's shaping up to be the case. But in certain counties, it looks like Kelly is actually outperforming him. That is actually pretty interesting. All right, so we're 18% in. And it's plus 12 for both Dems. Yeah, so looks like Kelly's leads are not very big. Obviously, Warnock's are huge in the Atlanta area. I assume it's the exact same here. Yeah, it looks like his leads might be a little bit bigger, but they don't compare to this. The Atlanta part. All right, you want to run over some of these numbers with them? You have it pulled up?
So, yeah, I have the map of where all the votes are coming in and all that shit.
All right, run it by us.
So, basically around every major city in Atlanta, Macon, Savannah, they're all blue. Augusta is also blue. Athens and Columbus are also blue. Dougherty County down in the southwestern part, it's Democrat, but everything else is pretty much red throughout the state. But they're all smaller counties with very few of the population. So most of this state, it relies on Atlanta, in Savannah in particular. And I guess Macon. I don't know exactly how big Macon is, but judging by the looks, it's not a very big city. Although I could be wrong. I ain't from Georgia. So,
All right, so while you were talking, we actually got an update. The win probability meter has ticked to 60% for Warnock with 19% in. Now he's expected to win by 1% of the vote. Let's take a look at the probability meter for Purdue and Ossoff. All right, Ossoff is up to 57% of his win probability, and he's expected to win by 0.8% of the vote as of right now. So do you want to go ahead and pull up the where the votes remain section, and we can go over that for him?
where we think vote remain. So, according to the votes remaining map for Ossoff versus Purdue, this fucking website sucks. Holy shit. It's throwing every little thing in my fucking face. Anyway, where the votes remain for Ossoff versus Purdue, looks like should be about 3.6 million remaining. And it looks like most of the vote is going to come from the early votes. Estimated leader for those is Ossoff, followed by the election day, which Purdue has the upper edge on that. And then the mail-ins, which is last, but Ossoff is supposed to be up 27 on that.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. We looked at this about 5 minutes ago, right? And it was like Purdue plus like 0.6 or something, 0.4. It's now up to 0.2. Okay. So what's going on here, guys, is you have the counted and the remaining. So it takes what's counted and it gives us who's up, who's in the lead, and then what's left to be counted and who's in the lead. So it looks like Purdue is up. No surprise to anyone, I don't think. Let's see. Election day votes. Mail-in. Alright, so mainly it's all Democratic. Alright, what other numbers do we have to go over right now?
Let's see.
Okay, the Warnock probability win has ticked back to 59%. He's still at a 1% margin expected victory. Let's see where Purdue and Ossoff are. Ossoff is at 58. I think that went up. It was at 57. Expected to win by 0.7%. Alright, let's see. Let's go back to the full results. Alright. When we last left this page, you guys, Warnock and Ossoff both had plus 15. They're now down to plus 9. 19% of the vote in, 54.7 to 45.3. Warnock, he's up by 75,000. And then 20% of the vote in, 54.1 to 55.9. Ossoff, he's up by 67,000. Let's see. DeKalb and Fulton County, 21%, 27% of the vote in, 87% in DeBulk, and then 80% in Fulton. He's really driving up his numbers there. What else? All right, guys. So we have about a quarter of the votes in for both. It looks like 19% for the special election, 20% for the regular election. So far, the Dems holding on. They started off with the lead. They're still holding on now. So what do we need to see here for the Republicans to take this? Hello? Did we lose connection? he must have stepped away. Let's see. %78% Kelly. Let's take a look at some shifts. You got any more shifts? No, looks like it's the same numbers. You there?
Yeah, I just got done taking a piss with.
All right. So what do we need to see here for Loeffler and Purdue to close this gap here? What do we need to see? Take a look at where the vote is outstanding and what counties we need to come through for these guys.
Now let's take a good old look at the map here. So, if we could somehow flip Savannah, that would help greatly for our cause.
Let's take a look.
Whereabouts
is
it's
that?
only
There it is.
it's only a 20% difference between the two. Chatham County.
All right. Was this the county that you were saying is heavily Democratic?
Chatham? No, that was Fulton County, and wasn't it Bibb County because I was in Macon.
All right. Savannah County.
Augusta, which is Richmond.
Yeah, only 1% of the vote in there, so take it with a grain of salt. But 55.5. Oh, looks like we got some color filled in here. 55.5 to 45 or 44.5. Loeffler, 1% of the vote in. All right, keep going.
Doherty, nah. I don't think that could flip. Doherty County's in like the southwest part of Georgia. I don't think it's finalized. It's kind of a bigger blue dot.
Are there any counties with 100% in or at least 90+% in? I can't find. Oh, wait.
How do you figure that shit out?
That can't be right. On the results by county, it'll tell you at the bottom. All right, 95% of the vote in Crisp County, 58.3 to 41.7 for Loeffler. Okay, let's see what numbers came in here. So Ossoff went down to +6, Warnock staying at +7. 23% of the vote in with 53.4 to Warnock to 46.6 Loeffler. He is up 64,000. 23% in, 53 to 47 for Purdue. He's making a comeback. He's coming back. 23. All right, all right, guys. We're about a quarter of the vote in, and what's that? 5-point lead. I'm bad at math. Do the math for me. 47 to 43.
4.
All right, guys. So we're at 23% in, 4-point lead for Ossoff. It was bigger a few minutes ago, so we're making progress here. All right. Forgot what I was going to look at here. All right. So, while we're waiting for more results to come in, do you think that, what do you think is going to happen tomorrow? Obviously, let's say that both Kelly and Purdue win. As you know, tomorrow's January 6th. We have Congress is going to confirm the electors or the Electoral College, whatever. And as you know, a bunch of senators are planning to defect. And at least Kelly Loeffler has promised to be one of those if she gets in. So what do you think? How do you think this is going to change the game?
What if Loeffler defects?
If Purdue and Loeffler get in and they go against Biden and they want to vote for a different set of electors, I mean, that's going to help Trump out, isn't it?
It definitely will, because the Republican Party will have majority in the Senate. So technically, even if they should have done, we could still deny most of the things they put through if it sounds stupid. So it's a power move for the Republican Party. If both these candidates get in, yes, it's going to help us out greatly. But
As
No.
you, yeah, as
If
you,
not,
because as you
it's
know,
real.
we went from 53 to like 47, 48, whatever, from the 2018 midterms. So if we can get to 52, we're only losing one seat. We got some fans here in the comments. Olga King, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. We appreciate you supporting us. Let's. Okay, guys. So Warnock's probability meter went back up to 60. He's now expected to win by 0.9. All right. So do you want to take a look at and see where the remaining votes are?
Yeah.
All right. Quick update for you guys. 27% in for both races. Ossoff is now down to 5, and Warnock is now down to 6. I believe they both dropped a point. But go ahead with your statistics. Yeah, no problem,
So
King. I'm glad.
there's
that...
about
Go ahead.
3.3 million votes remaining. So for election day votes, Lofner's supposed to be get plus 31. Mellon votes, heavily Democratic. Warnock at plus 27 on those, and the early votes for Warnock at plus 11. But if that's right, Lawrence would have to win about 51% of the votes, and they have him at 51% right now. So she
All right.
is on track to win between 46 and 55% of the vote, and New York Times has her at 51%. So if they're right, she should win.
All right, guys.
But
so,
if we go down to Lornock versus, God damn it.
all right.
Shit ends.
Real quick, I'm going to interrupt you. We got Pedro in here. He says there is fraud. Yes, there definitely is fraud. Thanks for being here, Pedro. Also wanted to give you guys another update. Ossoff now dropped down to plus 3. Warnock is still at plus 5, but I'll let you continue with your numbers. Go ahead. Oh, hold on now. Lofner just went up. Hold on. All right, 52 to 48 now. Lofner just came up. Warnock is now up by 47,000. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, in the Ossoff versus Purdue, for the votes remaining, they still have Purdue as winning. And he's on track to win between 46 and 55% of the vote, and their guess is he's at 51%. So again, these are just predictions. So they have both of the Republican candidates winning on their guesses. Right now at, what is it? 27% of the vote in, I believe. Or maybe it's 28 now. It's one or the other. Okay, 28%.
28% for the regular election and 28% for the special election.
Oh.
All right. DeBalt County, 27% in. Okay, Fulton County is still staying at 21%. What are they doing in freaking Atlanta? Get counting the vote. Let's go. They're probably trying to freaking pull some tricks again.
Of course they are.
All right, hey, can you just do me a quick favor? Open it like a separate like little browser. Go on Google and just type in like, swing counties, Georgia, just so we know what counties to look at. I guess like type in bellwether counties, Georgia election, whatever. Just give me the counties that we need to look at, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, if you guys don't know, tomorrow, well, obviously everyone knows this. Oh, it looks like Ossoff went up again to plus 4. He was just at plus 3. But tomorrow they are going to be certifying the Electoral College vote in Congress. And they have at least 12 senators right now. And I know for sure because I watched the rally last night, Kelly Loeffler has pledged to be one of those resistors. So, I mean, tomorrow's going to be interesting. Oh, we got another share of the votes in here. Loeffler went up 0.4%. with 30% of the vote in, 51.9 to 48.1. Ossoff went back down to plus 3. Warnock is still at plus 4. All right. Have you found those counties for me yet?
No, I have not.
Well, let's get on that because we need to figure out what we need to look at here.
So for the 2020 election, the major swing areas, Atlanta suburbs, obviously that's Democratic. The Black Belt is pretty damn close. It was about a tie there, but South Georgia mainly leans towards
Okay,
Republicans from Piedmont and North Georgia.
you got to tell me what counties. You just type in
Yeah, I don't know.
Georgia swing counties, and we can go from there.